going to briefly show you how to do basic editing in Premiere Pro. You can use other tutorials. This is just going to be a quick run through. Once you open Adobe Premiere Pro, go to New Project, change it to what you want it to be called, and browse to your R2-D2 or flash drive. Hit Select Folder and OK. Everything else can stay default. Once it opens up, you're going to go to File, New, New Sequence. You're going to have to change some settings, so go to the Settings tab and make it match exactly what I have here. So now might be a good time to pause the video and put it side by side with Premiere Pro so you can make it match. Once you do, hit OK. And instead of on libraries, go over to your project so you can see the sequence we just created. To add in your videos, you're going to go to right-click, Import, and choose videos that you want on there. So I'm just going to pick a random video real quick. You can add multiple videos if you want, or you can just add one if you had one continuous video that played through. To add it to our editing station, you're going to hold down and just drag it over. Release once it's in the beginning, and that's how you're going to actually add it to this editing station. Now we need to play it to find out where we had errors. Just a quick note, if you had more than one video, you could drag the second one onto the end of this one. To preview something to see if you had errors, you can hit play. When you find an error, you can just hit stop. What I recommend doing at that point is setting a marker whenever you find an error. So where it says add marker here, you can just hit M, that's the shortcut, but I wanted to show you the long way around just in case you are not someone who uses shortcuts. So you find an error, you're going to hit M, and as you can see it adds this little green mark here. Now you can continue to play until you find another error, or until the error is fixed and you start the correct path, and you can put another marker there. All this is doing is telling us where we actually need to delete out information. So we have our first error that started here, ends here, and then this is a good piece of the video. So in order to delete this out, you're going to hit the razor tool, which is also just the C shortcut, and then you're going to place it over these green markers. In order to do that, you do have to be on the blue. You see here it has the red X. Down here, it allows you to actually place it. So we're going to hit it on this marker and on this one. And now we've cut the video into different sections. To actually delete it, you can right-click and see that it's highlighted white. In order to delete this out and automatically move up the next section, you're going to hold the Alt key and backspace. Now, very important, you see that your markers stay there. So the next thing you need to do before you go to find your next error is go to Marker, Clear All Markers. Then you're good to continue to play and find your next error. Once again, hit M to set your markers. Say you find another error here. Then you just place your razors once again. Right-click, Alt, Delete, and that takes out your next errors. Marker and clear all markers and go to the next one. This is going to make one continuous video without mistakes. Now when you go to export this, because it's not going to be in the correct section, you don't want it to be this massive project. You can save the project in case you feel like doing more edits later, but to actually make it one continuous video, you're going to go to Export, Media. It should already be saved wherever you saved the original project, so it should already be to your R2-D2 or flash drive. You're going to leave it at AVI. If it's not AVI, change it to BSO. And then you're going to hit Export. This is going to export the video that you just created. It may take a few minutes, especially depending on how large your video is. And then once it's done, you have the video within there. So then if you go to the video, the one that you are going to upload to your Basecamp is the one that's .avi. That's just one continuous video that has your edits. You can see here, this is how the actual project looks. So if you need to go back in and do more edits later, that's the file you would use. But for Basecamp, make sure it's your AVI file. Also make sure that you actually have it labeled as your design review presentation in Basecamp so that they know exactly where it's at.